Okay, thanks very much. Hi, I'm Ben Wilson. I'm Field CTO and VP of Product Management here at Fortinet. So NetOps is being talked about a lot, but kind of mostly from a single end-to-end vendor viewpoint. And there are big challenges around NetOps, and it's a complex enough object to simplify without having to consider anything outside of your own ecosystem or OS. So over the next kind of 10 or 15 minutes, I'd like to show you how we're going to deliver, or how we are delivering on solving these challenges from a high level directional viewpoint. And then we're going to follow it up with demos and product specifics from my colleagues. Now, obviously, we're talking about this in a public forum, but this is just a reminder that some items that I'm going to talk about are going to be roadmap, vision. And of course, if anything in the last 18 months has taught us, plans are indeed subject to change. So when I was an SE, which is a bit longer ago than I'd like to admit, but probably around the same time that my headshot photo was taken, and I was doing Wi-Fi installs and commissioning various technologies, I'd often be found guilty of focusing on the technology above anything else. It's a common flaw for many techies. And if something wasn't working in the way someone expected, there was a bug, I'll explain. And then I get the title of this presentation said to me, which is, I have no idea what you just said, but what I can tell you is it's not working. And being the Wi-Fi guy, of course, it was always the Wi-Fi's fault, even of course when it wasn't. So I'd end up spending time chasing things all the way through the network end to end. So for me as a PM, creating easy to navigate, flexible, stackable solutions that have visibility all the way through is really key. Fast forward to today's opportunities, and the security fabric, which we talk about at Fortinet all the time, gives us the reach and depth to pull in information and data from a wide range of products, security and network technology. And it's a platform which is designed from the ground up for integration and automation. But there are, of course, everyday challenges. Now, Fortinet end-to-end solutions bring all of that integration and automation that helps address these challenges. And we hear so much feedback around the ongoing expansion and automation across both SOC, security operations, and NOC to help get to the root cause of challenges and issues and deal with them. I think it's fair to say visibility between vendor solutions, between technologies, can be extremely challenging. I spoke to one customer recently who said they had 19 different monitoring and management platforms. So Fortinet end-to-end is clearly designed to address visibility and management for Fortinet networks. And although our product range is comprehensive, there are, of course, products and technologies we don't play in. Well, just yet, anyway. But let's consider a basic question. Is the customer a Fortinet customer? Regardless of whether the answer is yes or no, the challenges of deployments are often rooted in the single versus multi-vendor approach, which can, of course, add complexity. Compromises always have to be made during rollouts. What orders to deploy in? Who gets the new tech first? How will we support 2, 3, 4 technologies, 3 or 4 different OSs? Do we just go for a raw switchover? These challenges can be addressed in various NOC models. But from a PM or engineering perspective, there's really kind of 2 or 3 approaches. There's a customer who already has 40 everything, and a customer who isn't there yet. Maybe they're starting a rollout, for example, or simply has technology and services not in the Fortinet portfolio. We recently launched 40 AI Ops, and my colleague is going to go into details and give a demo. 40 AI Ops sits in our Fabric Management Center as an MEA management extension application for FortiManager, and gives AI and ML-driven insights and recommended remediations for Fortinet wireless and switch networks using 23,000 different log types. I'm not going to go into any more details right now on that, but having the insights on the security fabric for the end-to-end Fortinet solutions does raise the next question, which is, but what about my existing network? So what I want to talk about is how we're solving the issues of visibility in a naturally evolved estate, an organically evolved estate. And looking at our heritage around FortiGuard and in security operations, we're really bringing together NetOps and SecOps. With FortiSOAR, you have security operations, automation and response. With 40 AI Ops, you have NetOps simplicity, which we're going to learn about shortly. And we now have FortiMonitor, which allows us to extend beyond Fortinet equipment into the full wider platforms, networks, and user experience. So cloud services, applications, other networking equipment, other manufacturers, wireless, servers, services, and much, much more make up the customer networks of all ages and criticality. And what we have is a solution where the customer can adopt the monitoring that is needed for the entire network in one place, connected via the fabric. So it's vendor agnostic, it's topology agnostic, and you can monitor pretty much whatever you have, wherever you have it, from multiple perspectives. But not just that, FortiMonitor goes beyond the 5 nines visibility and measurement. 5 nines is not the only measurement point. In fact, I guess some would even say it's not even the relevant measurement point for whether a network is working anymore. So the user experience is the key element here. A monitoring system may tell you a server is up, may tell you the latency over the link, the CPU, even the services running on it. But the real measurement is what the user sees. So we're delivering not just the monitoring, not just the cross-platform, cross-technology monitoring, but no matter where the service is, we can deliver on the 5 nines and also on the user experience monitoring as well. And the flexible, scalable nature of SaaS delivery allows us to quickly deliver the comprehensive and customizable experience that organically grown networks have, because every network is different. Everybody has a different mix of networking equipment, different topologies, different architectures, different legacy equipment. So it's allowing the full end-to-end user experience to be monitored. Competitively speaking, you know, other firms may just look at one element, be it security or network traffic. Some might just do heartbeat up, down on servers or devices. But FortiMonitor allows the full integration of all these services to allow customers visibility to not just links and security, but to actually true services that are running. So a good example might be a sign-up form. The server might be running, there might be normal levels of network traffic, everything looks fine. But browser synthetics allows you to actually record the whole process and play it through on a regular basis, meaning you're not just monitoring hardware or services, but the actual availability of the whole user experience. So over the course of 2021, this level of insight has had deep analysis added to it, and it provides not only visibility of the issues as they happen, but potentially visibility of issues before they happen. So it becomes the single source of truth for the entire network. But not just Fortinet products, but insights into network equipment, web servers, containers, almost anything. And being SaaS-based doesn't mean opening holes into your network for private device and asset monitoring, because you can deploy the on-prem agent, which is in software at the moment, and very shortly will be coming out in hardware as well. So looking to the future, or the immediate future, and we're expecting this very shortly, one of the first product level integrations we're delivering is with FortiGate or FortiOS directly using the security fabric. So being able to get device inventory and health from fabric devices connected to FortiGates like APs and switches alongside the FortiGate itself. And it means that we're making it easy to onboard the fabric direct onto the FortiMonitor platform. And hopefully vice versa, because eventually we'd like to make stats from the outside network on assets available in FortiMonitor onto the FortiGate as well. So it becomes bi-directional. So automation is always key, and automated remediation is a fundamental part of that. So we have triggered countermeasures, for example. An integration with many service desk software systems like ServiceNow is already there, and it already exists alongside a great built-in incident management system, assignment, queues, alerts, all of these things are already in there. So you put all of this together with kind of customizable dashboards for instant health overviews for end-to-end systems. A FortiMonitor, combined with the insights and the reach of the security fabric, make this a really powerful tool. So the use cases are broad and powerful, and the key here is the flexibility to monitor pretty much anything, anywhere, as I said before, and also gain the user experience insights as well from multiple POPs around the world. So we really are starting to answer the question, yes, all the time. When we get asked, can I do this? Yes. And that's where we're going. That's the direction we're going, is that we're looking outside of the network. We're looking at outside of our own equipment and bringing all of this information together. And we're doing that by adding more fabric connectors, by integrating with our SASE and SD-WAN platforms. And we're adding endpoint software for DEM as well, hopefully by the end of the year. So with FortiAI Ops, we're delivering the functionality and insights to simplify operations for an end-to-end Fortinet network. And with FortiMonitor, we extend that reach beyond the fabric, regardless of where that may be. It delivers for transition and ongoing requirements, and really brings together this whole piece of, let's say somebody has a rollout of 1,000 sites, 10,000 APs. It's not all going to happen at once. And so with FortiMonitor, they can monitor the entire estate, regardless of the vendor, all in one place, get all of those insights without having to jump around to multiple places all the time. And it really helps drive the operational costs down. So that's the kind of high level directional piece. Have you guys got any questions about that in the direction that we're going? I'd love to get any kind of feedback.
Sure. So you said that it doesn't really matter what the rest of your network's made of. How are you gathering all this information if you want to be the quote unquote single source of truth for network health and security overview? I know some vendors just don't let their information out of their boxes ever at all for any reason. How are you overcoming that hurdle?
Well, some of it is, kind of standards-based driven stuff like SNMP, SNMP version 3, being able to pull all kinds of information like as well. A lot of vendors now do have a lot of APIs that are available, so we create connectors. I'm not going to name drop the competition here, but we have recently launched a really important connector on the FortiMonitor platform for a rival wireless solution that's out there, because we're not naive enough to think that people don't have other solutions out there. Clearly, we wish they didn't, but that's not the reality of the situation. So some of it's done through SNMP. Some of it is also done by just querying API, having specific scripts, and we're talking about hybrid infrastructures here as well. So we can have plugins direct to various people's clouds and systems that way. But when we go into the demo, we can get into details about that kind of specific area if you've got questions about it.
Are you leveraging OpenConfig to do some of this, or thinking of using OpenConfig in the future for some of this?
So we do have configuration checking on FortiMonitor, yeah, and Shabir, when he does his demo, he'll be able to go into all that and the details on it for sure.
Hey, Ben, you mentioned that you're rolling out endpoint software by the end of the year. Can you talk a little bit more about that, what that is, what you plan to do, and how you see that rolling out?
Sure, absolutely. So, at the moment, we run browser synthetics, and you do, and obviously, so you take the browser, you record what you're actually doing in terms of accessing, say, for example, the website or the sign-up form. And you can replay that from multiple different POPs all over the place. What we're doing is we're going to be adding endpoint software, which obviously goes on devices that are on the network, and we'll take telemetry and measurements all the time and feed that back into the FortiMonitor SaaS platform. So obviously we're looking at all the major operating systems to begin with. So, Windows, Mac, etc. And we're also looking at mobile devices as well. So the more we can gather from this endpoint software, and it may be targeting a specific application, it may be targeting a specific location or destination, a specific service that somebody has running, you'll be able to do that centrally, configure that, and that will all feed back in to the FortiMonitor platform to build up this data and the end-to-end user experience monitoring.
Thanks.
What was the hardest problem for y'all to solve developing this that you can share, obviously?
I can share that this was actually done through an acquisition, which was Panopta. So we acquired Panopta back in December. So they pretty much had the technology to go. Obviously, we're adding the endpoint software already. They had a list of good customers. And now we've started bringing it into the security fabric. So specifically, challenges around integrating with the security fabric. There weren't actually that many because we work in a kind of API ecosystem, so it makes it very easy to integrate with that. But to your point earlier, yes, it can be challenging getting information from other products that are out there, but that's just an ongoing thing that we that the team look at and develop.